an ounce. Oh, sure.
How high do you think gold's going to go by the end of this? How long is this going to run?
By the end of the year, I don't know. I was forecasting $2,000 gold sometime next year, and I still think that's a reasonable target. But, ultimately, there's no ceiling to what the price of gold can go to because there's no floor for the dollar. I mean, look where the price of gold is in Zimbabwe. I mean, it's billions of dollars an ounce. Actually, I think it's trillions of dollars an ounce. So, if you can debase your currency down to nothing. So, I don't know, gold might go to $5,000 or $10,000 an ounce, but it could go a lot higher. I mean, there's no way to know because you don't know where the dollar is going to stop falling. If we end up with Zimbabwe-style hyperinflation, you're not going to be able to have enough zeros to figure out the price of gold.
I agree. So people better move into real assets, and they better do it muy pronto. Let's go ahead and talk to who's up first there. There's so many calls. Kelly in Maine. You're on the air, Kelly, worldwide.
Alex.
Hi.
Hello, Alex.
Yes.
Thanks for putting me on. And also, thank you for shouting out to Justin TV earlier.
You bet. You're on the air with Peter Schiff. You have a question?
Yes, I do. I want to know what will happen if the government will own the mortgages. Will they start building on the land like FDR did?
Yeah, they're going to have make-work projects.
They're going to own are going to be for land that already has a structure on it. But what I think the government is going to do once they acquire these mortgages is I think they are going to make deals with the homeowners and substantially reduce the mortgages that people owe.
By the way, banks are already
have their mortgages reduced dramatically.
Peter, you're right. Banks are already privately doing deals with people to substantially cut down on what things cost so people won't walk away.
They're not going to. I'm in favor of that. But what I'm not in favor of is the government overpaying for these mortgages and then doing the deals and throwing the losses on American citizens.
Yeah, what did you think of Bernanke saying he wants the government to pay premium prices?
Well, they have to pay premium prices, otherwise they would bankrupt all the entities they're trying to bail out. That's the whole joke. The government's trying to pretend they're going to make money on this thing. That's a crock.
Kelly, anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go ahead now and talk to Clifford in Pennsylvania. You're on the air with Peter Schiff.
Yes, sir, Mr. Schiff. You have my account already, and
good.
Well, I'm down 15% in the last 2 weeks, and I spoke to Mr. Lou Kasowitz today, and I spoke about precious metals, and you were talking about precious metals, and he told me, what if it went down the way it can go down, and it's so volatile? How would I feel about that? Because I was concerned about the 15% loss, because I thought by going with you, I would protect myself from the U.S.
Well, you're protecting yourself from the long-term erosion of the dollar, not the day-to-day fluctuations in the market. I mean, you've had a big jump in the value of the dollar. We've seen a big drop in commodity prices in the last
Let me comment on this because, I'm not in business with our guest, Mr. Schiff. We have him on because he has a track record of being about 95% right on predictions. The establishment, and I appreciate your call, Clifford, has trained us. Okay, stay there then. The establishment has trained us to look at the market day to day, week to week, instead of on 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10-year graphs. Gold is going straight up. Commodities of every type are going straight up because they're still going to have value, and then that will be adjusted with currencies as they're devalued. Okay, and so I've read over Schiff. He's saying invest in Europe, invest in other places. That's not going to give you total protection. It's statistically going to give you a higher protection than being in the center of where the H-bomb's going off right here in the United States. Is that correct, sir?
Yeah, it's just that right now a lot of people are running towards the blast. Eventually they're going to turn and run away from the U.S. But, yeah, a lot of these foreign assets are going down right now. But you know what? It's a great time to buy them because we're getting a great deal. It doesn't mean it's the absolute bottom, but a few years from now we're going to look back at these prices and kicking ourselves because we didn't buy even more.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm about being in nothing but solid now, because I don't trust any of it that's in any paper. Certainly people should be conservative, but precious metals, all the way, you can't beat that. It could go up or down, but bottom line, it has intrinsic value because of intrinsic scarcity. Real fast, I want to get other callers in here. Finish up, Clifford.
Well, I mentioned the gold multiple times in the last 2 weeks, and I know it's gone up and down, but I'm with you, and I'm looking for the protection of you said solid assets, and some of your managers don't think the same way.
No, the stocks that we're buying are real assets. We're buying utilities, we're buying oil and gas companies, we're buying commodity companies.
Yeah, they're not buying leverage paper.
We're buying real stuff around the world and getting dividend yields.
Listen, I appreciate your call. You need to
stocks go down.
Clifford, you can